I don't want to get up. No.
Why?
Make me get up. Oh, hello there, everyone. Were you all watching me sleep? Weirdos. Is my hair okay? Foof. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's not like I can really do anything. It's very soft though. Hello there everyone, my name's Danny, and if you didn't know this, I'm taking a personality test today. Now, I saw a bunch of comments of people saying like, you must be like an NTPF something. No, he's gotta be like an INFTP. And at first, I thought people were saying I had like an STD or something. But then my friend explained to me, no, it's a personality test. And I've never seen this before, so that's what we're doing today. So the personality test we're doing today is the 16 personalities quiz. It's supposedly the best one and the most accurate, so yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna sit down and do this, I guess. It's so incredible to finally be understood. I really don't think that's what people mean when they say they want to be understood, but interpretation is everything. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Well, see, that just depends. Really what it depends on is how many people are there, what defines a lot of people, and if I slept enough the night before. But honestly, either way, I don't like going out a lot. So we're just gonna put it at like there. Yeah! You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. What defines unrealistic? When it says unrealistic, does it mean something like, I'm going to accomplish my dreams and find happiness and fall in love? That kind of unrealistic? Or is it going to be like, I really wish I was part of an anime, really wish I had a waifu? Honestly, it doesn't really matter, because either way, I think about both of those things. So we're gonna click agree. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Am I organized or am I not? Because sometimes I am and sometimes I just don't give a shit. When it comes to traveling, I think what it really hinges on is where I'm going. Because if I'm going to like Disneyland or something, it is coming down to the minute. I'm scheduling out everything. We wake up at 5 o'clock, I get fast passes so we can go in the Guardians of the Galaxy at 6 o'clock, and then we go through the other rides, we go on the train, then we head to the Guardians of the Galaxy, then we get another fast pass for the Pirates of the Caribbean at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then we have the rest of the day to go through the rest of the park, and then we head to the Pirates of the Caribbean. If it comes to something like Disney, I am there. But if I'm just like traveling around, just chilling, I don't really know. I'm gonna give it, yeah, we'll give it a 1. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it has taken place. Do I do that? Do I replay arguments in the shower? No, not really. Honestly, I don't really think about stuff like that because I don't regret things I say. Or I don't regret things I should have said. I'm gonna give it a 1 because I still think about it sometimes. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. That's actually really hard. I do want to support them, but I also want to help them get through the problem. I see a lot of people try to take care of the symptoms and not the actual problem, which is my issue. Instead of just dealing with like the current emotional trauma, I try and find the deeper root of the issue. I'm gonna give it a 1. Because as much as I do want to help support my friends, I do want to help fix their problems. People can rarely upset you. Ooh. That's a hard one. Because again, what does upset really mean? Do I get angry at people often? No. Do people disgruntle me a lot? Yes. People frustrate me a lot of the times. I really don't like it when people complain about an issue without doing anything to solve it. It's like if you're complaining about how messy your bed is and not making your bed, and you don't plan on making your bed. That's what frustrates me. Because if I'm complaining about something, I'm also gonna try and fix it. God, my bed is so messy, I need to go make that. Instead of just being like, my bed is a mess, oh no! I'm gonna put it here. Because again, people do frustrate me quite a bit. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Absolutely not. I talk ridiculous amounts. If you had to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. I mean, I don't really ever have plans. I more of just kind of have things I have to do and then just kind of go through them however I need to. So technically they're always a priority. I'm just gonna disagree. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Most of the time I don't really worry about that, so no, I'm gonna disagree. Like if I didn't make a good impression the first time, I'll just impress them the second time. Everything you do in life is final. But it doesn't mean you can't double back on that action. And fix it. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Disagree. I love YouTube. You are more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person. No. Because obviously you have to worry about the little things in life and you have to worry about the things coming at you. You also have to have perspective and see how things will pan out. You can't just make a decision and hope it won't have any consequences, because it will. You have to look at what's ahead and what will happen and what's behind and how you could learn from it. You are very affectionate with people you care about. Yes, 100%. I'm not a touchy touchy person, but when it comes to people I care about, it's all hugs. You have a careful and methodical approach to life. Absolutely not. Nope. Again, obviously you have to be somewhat detail oriented, but again, I just kind of do things. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. I do hold on and punish myself over a lot of mistakes that I made. Obviously not every single mistake, but there are a couple things that I just will not let go. So yeah, I do agree with that. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found further away from the action. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I'll be social and whatnot, but I really don't like being in situations like that. It makes me very uncomfortable, and I just don't like doing stuff like that. I can be very social and I can, fake it. I don't like having to do that. I don't like being fake. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Absolutely not, no. I really dislike it when people only use facts and whatnot to make their decision. Like, obviously it is factually correct, but what is the emotional connotation to it? You could say something like, if we killed half the global population, world hunger wouldn't be an issue. Well, you're not wrong, but also genocide. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. Yes, I am terrible at making decisions when watching movies and TV shows. It's really hard for me to choose because I really like a lot of different movies, so I have to find a specific mood for what I'm going for. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. I hope I can. I'm not really sure. I mean, when push comes to shove, I'll do it. I just don't know if I can stay calm. I'll definitely push through it though. I'll get it done. I'll just put it in the middle because I'm not sure. Only 30% done, damn. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. I'd say I can. Again, I can talk a lot. And when you talk a lot, you can say a lot. And when you say a lot, you can make a conversation. So I'm gonna say I agree. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. I don't dream. I don't dream at all. The only times I do dream is when I take 10-minute to 30-minute naps. And those are usually mostly based in reality somewhat. So I'm gonna say I disagree. In your opinion, is it sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life? No, I don't think so. Obviously, you want to get ahead in life, but to do it at the expense of other people is basically stealing the same opportunities away from them. And obviously, you want to try and get ahead, but you want to do it in an honorable way that is fair for everyone. And I know a lot of the world doesn't think the same way, but I couldn't do that to someone. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. No, I get sidetracked all the time. Oh my god. It's the ADHD. My brain just goes, if you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. If it's something small and stupid, then no. People make mistakes. They're called mistakes for a reason. Just because you don't perform well on one thing doesn't mean you won't perform well in the future. It could just be circumstance. It might not be a good day for you. Your ability and your skill is not determined by one act. I disagree. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. That is mostly true. I mostly stay with people I usually know. If I have to make friends, I will, but most of the time I don't really want to. You usually lose interest in a discussion when it gets philosophical. Absolutely not. I love talking about deep subjects. I really like talking about stuff that really gets in your head, We're going into existential crisis mode. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. See, it's not that I wouldn't let myself, it's just that I couldn't. I've only ever cried in front of 5 people and 2 of them were my parents. I'd like to cry in front of people, but my mind has been damaged to the point where it won't let me. So it's not the fact that I wouldn't let myself, it's just that my mind would be like, ah ha ha, not today. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere than to more quiet and intimate ones. I mean, again, in what situation? Because most of the time, I'm just chilling here in my room doing nothing. But if I'm out and about, is it when I'm studying or I'm doing something important? I really don't know. Because as much as I do like quiet and intimate areas, I also really like the vibe that a busy metropolitan area gives. It's alive, it's busy. I'm just gonna put it in the middle because I'm not sure about that one. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. If you think the world is fucked up, but you can't have an open mind and see the world from a different perspective, you're also part of the problem. Obviously, you don't need to agree with the other perspective, but you need to be able to understand where people are coming from. And then you look down at them and you see them as less than human. And no one is less than human. In order to truly understand and unite people, you need to look at the world from their view. And obviously, some viewpoints are wrong. Being racist, sexist, homophobic. That's wrong. But if it's something like, I don't like pineapple on pizza. How dare you, I love pineapple on pizza. You need to understand that the person who likes pineapple on pizza is an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? When it comes to making life-changing choices, you must listen to your heart rather than your head. I'd say so. The smart choice might not be the right choice for you. If it comes down to something like, I have this business opportunity that could make me a lot of money, but if I took this opportunity, I'd have to leave behind my entire life and dedicate everything I had to work. That's a hard choice because obviously you could make a lot of money, but at the same time you'd be selling your soul to that job. And personally, I wouldn't take that because I still want to have a life. So I'd say I'd listen to my heart rather than my head. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. I mean, I couldn't see myself dedicating my life to something like that. It's not that I don't like things that are non-tangible. It's just that that's not something I really enjoy. I'm gonna say disagree. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. Revenge, 100%. I am a spiteful person. And like, I know that it's not always the best. And most of the time I will end up not forgiving, just ignoring the person. I will do everything that I can to prove that I am better than that other person. So not necessarily revenge, just proof of self-worth. I'm still gonna click agree though. You often make decisions on a whim. Nah, not necessarily. I still put thought into things. But I will just do a lot of things just cuz. I mean, like, that's how I started on TikTok. So, the time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. I mean, not exactly more interesting or satisfying, but I usually end up more content by myself than with other people. I'm gonna put it at 1 agree, because as much as I like to be by myself, I know it's good to spend time with other people. You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning of a message or of a song or a movie. I mean, I can't say I put like extra effort. I more just think about it, and if I really like the movie, I'll be like, that's pretty cool. But if I'm being honest, no, not really. You always know exactly what you want. I mean, most of the time I don't care. It's not that I don't know, I just don't care. People will be like, what do you want for food? I really don't care. Okay, I'm gonna get pizza. Cool. Are you sure you don't want like burgers or something? No, I really just don't care. I mean, I guess I'll put agree because I know exactly that I don't care. You rarely think back on the choices you've made and wonder what you could have done differently. I don't doubt myself now, but I do look back really far in the past and I wonder what would have been different. So I'll have to put agree because I do think about it. But as of recently, no. My standpoint is if you make a decision, you stand by it. You can't doubt yourself at that point. You've already made the decision. And obviously, if you were wrong, you can go back and correct it. But that was a decision that you made, and you can't go back and change that. When in public places, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Honestly, don't really care. It's a public place. I'm just gonna chill. You tend to focus on present realities rather than the future possibilities. I guess they have to be thought in tandem. What can I do in the present to change the future? As I said before, I do tend to look at the bigger picture, but again, the decisions you make now determine what happens in the future, so you have to look at that. I'll put slightly disagree because I do think about the future a lot, but it doesn't mean I don't make decisions now. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I don't think so. I like to think of myself as empathetic. I try to relate to people as much as possible so I can really understand where they're coming from, because when I can understand where they're coming from, I can understand how they feel. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. Again, I just kind of do things with the flow. I just kind of make them as they come. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. No, I don't think that way. If someone thinks highly of me, I do everything I can to make sure they continue to think highly of me. The only way they will become disappointed in you is if you fail in some regard. So I try everything I can not to fail. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Again, I'm comfortable just talking to people. There's gonna be that layer of fear of meeting a new person, but I think I can do that. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. Absolutely, all the time. You look after yourself first and others come in second. I would say so. It's not that I prioritize myself first. It's just I make sure I'm okay before I make sure other people are okay. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Yeah. Your mood can change very quickly. Oh yeah, 100%. It's the Gemini in me. No, it's just the ADHD actually, thank you. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. All the time. Honestly, I think the meaning of our existence is whatever meaning you give it. I don't think there's like a set thing you're supposed to do with your life except try and make the world a better place. You often talk about your own feelings or emotions. Talk about my feelings? What? No, I don't do that. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future. I mean, I have like a general idea, but like a lot of things change. I mean, I know what I want, but it might not happen. I'm gonna say like a 1 on the disagree, because I'm not sure. You rarely dwell on your regrets. I don't have many regrets, but when I do, I think about it a lot. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Yeah, I just get drained really easily. Again, talking to people makes me tired, so it kind of is what it is. You see yourself more as a realist than a visionary. As much as I am realistic and a cynic, I also have very lofty goals and I have high hopes. So I would say I'm more of a visionary than a realist. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Obviously, it's not easy to because you've never experienced it, so you don't know the actual effects. But I guess you could put yourself in that situation and see how you would react. So no, I don't think it would be easy to, but I think it is doable. I'll give it a 1 on the agree. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organized or consistent efforts. Yep. Yup. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Yeah, my emotions are all over the place. Strong emotions, so I would say so. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Nope. I need to sleep. Parties? Did you mean Xbox party? Haha! You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. I don't frequently think about it. I just kind of know it will. As we progress further into the future, technology and society will advance together. It's just evident and obvious in how our society functions. So no, I don't think about it very often. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Yes, always. Every action has a repercussion. It's like the whole thing, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Well, it's true. Every action has repercussions and consequences. You still honor the commitments you have made even though you have a change of heart. Again, that really depends. Honestly, I'm not really sure how to answer that. Because in some cases, yes, I would follow through on something. But if it was something that I deemed morally wrong after I changed, then I wouldn't do it. But if it was morally wrong in the first place, why would I agree to do it? I don't know. I might just have to go gray on this one. I'm not sure. You rarely feel insecure. I mean, I try not to. Again, I'm pretty proud and confident in who I am now, but still there are times when I am, insecure about myself. So I'll give myself like a 2 on the agree. I'm finally at the end and it is asking me my gender. I use he, him pronouns. I am the mediator, INFPT. It says I'm 67% introverted, 69% intuitive, 64% feeling, 74% prospecting, 56% turbulent, versus assertive. Really? Wow, that is strange. All right, let's see what the mediator has to say. On the outside, mediators may seem quiet or even shy, but they often have vibrant, passionate inner lives. Because they make up such a small portion of the population, people with this personality type may sometimes feel misunderstood or out of step with the world. Fortunately, their caring nature can help them create and sustain deep relationship with their loved ones. I mean, I don't feel like I'm, out of place. I don't think I come off as shy either, but, it just kind of is. Mediators value authenticity, empathy, and harmony. These personalities tend to act with the best of intentions, and they are rightly proud of this trait. That said, they may feel isolated or discouraged when other people don't share their idealism. I don't know if I feel isolated or discouraged, but it is disappointing when someone I care about doesn't share the same enthusiasm about something, But that's just kind of how it is with all people, I think. Many mediators are curious about the depths of human nature, and they often make an effort to understand other people's true feelings. This can make them capable of great empathy. It can also enable them to communicate in ways that are sensitive, original, and quite moving. Perhaps because of these strengths, mediators tend to crave opportunities for creative self-expression. It comes as no surprise that many famous mediators are poets, writers, and actors. People with this personality type often enjoy dreaming up all sorts of stories and possibilities. That is very true. Whenever I'm playing a game or reading something, I always try and find a way I assert myself into that story or something. That's why I love D&D so much, because I can create worlds and I can be a part of something greater and be creative with it. By using their imaginations this way, mediators can explore their inner nature and their place in the world. That said, they can have a tendency to daydream and fantasize rather than take action. If they don't act on their dreams and ideas, mediators are likely to end up feeling frustrated or unfulfilled. I do understand that. There are things in my life that I wish I did that I never acted upon, which is really disappointing. Mediators may feel directionless or stuck unless they connect with a sense of purpose for their lives. For many mediators, this purpose has something to do with helping others or uplifting others. Empathetic by nature, these personalities may feel other people's suffering as if it were their own. This only strengthens their motivation to be of service. Although mediators might want to help everyone, they may need to focus their attention and energy on one worthy cause at a time. Otherwise, they can become so overwhelmed by the problems they can't fix and that they are tempted to give up on in even trying. This is a sad sight for mediators' friends, who often depend on their hopeful outlook. You can't fix every problem, so you fix what you can and you move on to the next one. You just kind of take it one thing at a time, Fortunately, like flowers in the spring, mediators' creativity and idealism can bloom even after the darkest of seasons. Although they know the world will never be perfect, mediators can still care about making it better however they can. This quiet belief in doing the right thing may explain why these personalities so often inspire compassion, kindness, and beauty wherever they go. I hope I inspire people to be more compassionate and kind. That's what I want to see in the world. That's something I hope I can do for you guys. Make you a little happier and a little kinder. Alright, strengths and weaknesses. Mediators care about other people's feelings. They adjust their actions if they think they might hurt anyone, even unintentionally. Kind-heartedness flows from mediators' personalities, and everyone around them tends to benefit from it. Mediators rarely enjoy success at others' expense. In general, people with this personality type want to share the good things in their lives. They value equality, and they want to ensure that every voice and perspective is heard. I do think that's true about me. I do want to make sure everyone is heard and everyone has an equal say. Mediators tend to give other people the benefit of the doubt. They aim to be tolerant of other people's beliefs, lifestyles, and decisions. Generally speaking, mediators support others' rights to live as they see fit, as long as no one's being hurt. Why do people care so much how other people live their lives? It makes no sense to me. Just let people be happy, okay? It's not hard. Just mind your own damn business, okay? Mediators can often see things from unconventional perspectives. With their ability to make surprising and unexpected connections, it's no wonder that many mediators are drawn to creative pursuits in the arts. When an idea or movement captures mediators' imaginations and speaks to their beliefs, they can give their whole heart to it. I do think that's very true. When I care about something, I really do care about it. Doing the right thing isn't always easy, but mediators' far-reaching vision can help them stay their course. When they're doing something meaningful, these personalities can have a sense of purpose or even courage that keeps them true to their values. I do agree with that. This is actually really accurate. I'm very surprised. Alright, let's look at my weaknesses. People with this personality type might idolize their romantic partner or expect every aspect of their job to feel meaningful. This can set them up for disappointment when reality falls short of their dreams. That I do agree with. If something I'm doing doesn't feel meaningful completely, I will get really bored of it and I will not like it. If I'm doing something, I want it to be important, so it's really hard for me when something's not. Mediators can expect so much from themselves that they inevitably fall short. When this happens, they may accuse themselves of being selfish or woefully inadequate. This self-criticism can erode their motivation to get things done and their willingness to prioritize necessary self-care. I mean, really had to come from me there, but when something captures mediators' imagination, they can become so consumed by it that they neglect practical manners. Some people with this personality type even neglecting eating or sleeping as they pursue their passion. Other mediators can become so enamored with the idea that they're afraid to act on it because they might not do it perfectly. Yes, that is facts. I'm very much a perfectionist, and I very much am driven when I start doing something. Mediators can become so focused on their emotions that they lose track of what's really going on. It can be a challenge for those personalities to slow down and make sure that their feelings aren't preventing them from clearly seeing the facts of the situation. I don't think I do that. I feel like if I'm looking at a situation, I'm looking at it completely with mostly a clear head. Even if I am emotionally involved in it, I still will take a look at the facts first. Mediators generally prefer to avoid conflict. They can put a great deal of time and energy into trying to please everyone. This desire to please others can drown out their own inner wisdom and make them painfully sensitive to even constructive criticism. Only one part of that is true, and that is the constructive criticism. I really don't like taking criticism about myself, but I force myself to do it because it's good for me. I definitely don't avoid conflict. If someone like is arguing with me, I'm gonna argue back. Don't step to me because I will beat the shit out of you. Mediators are private, reserved, and sometimes self-conscious. This can make them somewhat difficult to really get to know. Their need for personal space can contribute to the guilt they feel for not giving more of themselves to those they care about. That is actually very true. I really do value my privacy, so it's very important to me that I keep that. So I really appreciate it for all of you people out there who don't go diving into my personal life. I really do appreciate it, because that is something very important to me and I'd like to keep it private. So thank you guys. It looks like there's a lot more. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna end this for now. If you want to see more, comment that down below, or go to my Discord and you can put it in the video suggestions. As I always say, please leave video ideas in the comments. I have no idea what I'm doing. Suggestions would be nice. Pretty please consider liking or subscribing. If you don't, I completely understand. This is a weird channel. I'm really weird. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope you all stay safe. Love you, darling.